Hello, this is Haley, and today I'll be presenting about my game project, work in progress, challenges that I've faced, and lessons that I've learned from this project. So, first of all, my given word was food, and I wanted to deal with more essential and underlying value in food. So, by using brainstorming, I could branch out to a more specific theme. Also, through the feedback from the classmates, it can be more sophisticated. So, my basic idea was to survive on the island by hunting and gathering. And to reflect this story in the game more effectively, I decided to adopt a top down adventure game. When it comes to game story, I gave more background information to the main character and island by being inspired by the movie Castaway by Robert Zemeckis. Based on the movie and a couple of more references, I developed details of characters' appearances, his situation, overall concepts, and how the island looks like. By adding more details of the story, I try to convince the player with the game story. And here's the status of the main character's ability and the details of his life. Based on this basic information, I have set up the assets, developed coding scripts, and overall elements such as background music, effects, UI designs, and so on. And speaking of my work in progress, I prepared my assets in the first week and then gave a basic animation to my characters. So this is the animation that I made in the first 2 weeks. After that, I developed coding scripts, which took about a month to finish. When basic code has been almost accomplished, I created a couple of more assets to cover the limitation of Unity Asset Store. And then I finalized everything and exported my game. So here's my game demo video. So this is the start scene of the game. So basically, you have to follow the arrow on the ground. By doing this, it's expected that you can get used to controlling the characters such as how to move, jump, roll, and so on. When you reach the end of the arrow signs, you will get to meet Luna, and once you get closer to Luna, the scene will be automatically changed to the conversation scene. And in this conversation scene, Luna will give you the background information and story about the game. Through this, the game doesn't need to have boring text in the instruction anymore. This conversation box is changed when you press the space button. And after finishing their conversation, the game will be automatically started by changing the scene. As you can see, you can find the weapon on the ground. There are 3 different types of weapon and you can attain them by pressing the E key button. And when you got the weapon, you can equip them by pressing 1, 2, or 3 number keys. Each weapon is allocated by its number and you can see which number is for what weapon according to the UI images on the right down side. Also, the player's health is continuously decreased over time, so you need to keep the character's health by gaining the food items. Each food items have different value, and once you attain the fruits or vegetable items, they will appear at the different spot automatically. In addition, the meat items have higher values than vegetable or fruits, but to get them, you need to kill the animals on the ground. But again, you should carefully attack the animals and try to do not contact them. Otherwise, their health will be decreased based on the animal's damage value and will die in the end. Then this ending scene asks if you want to replay the game or not. So during this project, I faced several challenges regarding technical and personal issues. However, in terms of technical part, I could overcome them by teaching myself using different programs and asking and getting some help from the drop-in sessions. Also for my personal affairs, the BA Media team and the people around me kindly helped me out. And from this experience, I could attain advanced coding knowledge and get confidence in my coding and asset creating part, which is expected to be helpful for the next academic years. But on the top of that, I'd like to say the most rewarding lessons from this project are to deal with my how to deal with my personal issues while working on this project. I believe that this experience also will be helpful for my career in the future. So that's the end of my presentation, and thank you for your listening.